Hi everybody. Well, we did have some technical errors for today's class, so I know that you couldn't be with us, but I'm doing this recording anyway so that you can see what we would have done today. So to begin with, I want to share with you the first ideas about being kind. So to begin with, I love this quotation. It comes from E.S.O.L and it identifies an idea. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. So at the beginning of this lesson, we're going to talk about what we all did. So what did you do today that is an act of kindness? Do you know we often do things for other people that we don't think are important, that we don't think are about kindness? So if you're a mother, you might have done something for your children. If you're a partner or a wife or a husband, you might even have made a drink for your partner. And that's an act of kindness, really, as well as something you might be used to doing. So today I'm going to share with you the acts of kindness in my household. First of all, this is my kitten. His name is Jinx. Yes, I know that his collar says Jane. My son bought him a label for his collar that could be attached so that if Jinx gets lost, somebody will be able to know that actually he belongs to Jane and this is Jane's phone number. So that's a very kind thing to do, to buy something for my kitten. So an act of kindness, making sure the kitten doesn't get lost. Oh, and my husband is working from home and he's there all day, every day from Monday to Friday, completing classrooms for the students at the college. So I made him a cup of tea because I thought he really looked as though he needed a break. So think about people in your household if they're working. Make somebody a cup of tea or a cup of coffee because that's an act of kindness. Oh dear, look at that kitchen. Now, do you know my son likes to cook meals and my husband also does most of the cooking, and they don't leave the kitchen looking like that. That's an exaggeration, a bit of hyperbole there to suggest that a kitchen would be that bad. Really? You've seen a kitchen look this bad? Well, if you have, the act of kindness is to remember that the child or the person was trying to do something nice and make something for you or for me. So I have a 15-minute rule to help myself. So I think about when my son or my husband is doing the cooking in the kitchen, if there's a little bit of a mess, I think to myself, can I clear this kitchen up in 15 minutes? And if I can, that makes me happy. And it also means that I don't get annoyed about my son's or my husband's act of kindness, because really they were being very kind to make my meals. And the other thing that my husband does, that's an act of kindness, is he takes me to the shops. So if you have somebody who takes you to the shop, your husband or your son or your daughter, or if you have somebody who does your shopping because you can't get out of the house or because lockdown means that you can't go to the shops, then that act of kindness is something we need to remember every day. Wow, that's really kind. Taking somebody to the shops, which is okay if you come from the same family. You shouldn't be doing this if you come from two different households, but my husband takes me to the shops. I stay in the car and he goes and does the shopping for me. So that's an act of kindness. Yes, doing the shopping for somebody else, or buying something for somebody, or leaving something at somebody's door. All of those things are acts of kindness. So well done, even if the shopping you're doing is for your own family, because it's a very kind thing to do, to think of other people. So saying hi to somebody new today is an act of kindness. What I try to do is I try to say hello to as many people as I can if I have your phone number. And if you don't answer me, that's okay. I won't follow up my text of hi. But if I get a text back, I think, how kind is that? Somebody took the time to say hi to me today or to ask me a question. So if you've said hi to somebody today, well done. If you've said hi to somebody new today, somebody that you don't usually say hi to every day, hey, that's an act of kindness. So that's our act of kindness for this week. And if you're continuing your act of kindness, you might have forgotten that actually saying thank you for something is a good thing to do. And some people consider that kind. So thank you. And that's thank you for watching this video as well. That's a good thing for me because I do the videos for free. I do the classes so that you're learning English. And I do want you to be thinking about, what do you do? So we're going to move on to what are the utensils in my kitchen. So to begin with, utensil, what does that mean? Well, utensil is a noun and utensils is the plural of that noun, and it just means a tool or a container or the object that you use in your kitchen, if we're talking about kitchen utensils. And here we have a picture of lots of different utensils that you'll find in my kitchen. Colander, sieve, tongs, ice cream scoop, cake slice. So there's quite a lot of things there. Wooden spoon. Some of these might be in your kitchen as well. What I want you to think about is, do you know the name and can you guess the utensil from the first letter? So let's have a look if you can. So this utensil begins with the letter C. What utensil am I talking about? Yes, well done if you got that right. It's colander. Now here we have an example of a plastic colander, and here we have a metal colander. So there are different types of colanders, but that word colander might be new to you. So if you have this utensil in your kitchen, remember to call it by its correct name. What about the letter S? So a utensil, a tool, from the picture that I showed you of all the kitchen utensils, that begins with the letter S. Guess. Do you think you're right? It's a sieve. Now, interestingly, sieves do not always look like this. They can look like this. So sometimes we have round sieves that we use. So remember the word sieve, and it's when we use a utensil to make sure that we get the lumps out of something, or it may be that you're getting the water out of your vegetables if you have your vegetables in a pan. But utensils, the sieve might look different. What about this one? This utensil begins with the letter W. Can I remember what tools were in that first picture? A utensil beginning with the letter W. Have you got it? No, I think I've forgotten as well. Let's look together. Oh, it's wooden. Yes, I know this is a spoon, but we call it a wooden spoon. So we don't use this spoon in the same way that we use the spoon with the knife and fork. So we use this spoon when we're actually cooking and we have pans that we're using. So W, wooden spoon. Let's see if this one is easier. Now this utensil begins with the letter F or S, so it can have two names. What's that? Ah, it's a fish slice. So what's the other name? Do you know, some people call this a spatula. So a fish slice or a spatula. What about this? This utensil begins with the letter B. Do you know, this picture makes me smile because it actually does look like a highlighter, but it's not a highlighter, is it? No, look at the end of that utensil that the lady is holding there. And you can see that it's a brush, and it's a particular type of brush. We call this a basting brush. So that's what we use when we're going to baste our meats or our vegetables. A basting brush. This is also another kind of brush. Now, two of those brushes in that picture look very much to me like paintbrushes. What do you think? But the third brush, yes, I agree, the third brush is the brush that begins with the letter P. Now, there's a clue in that picture. There's a pie or some kind of pastry item there. Yes, the answer is pastry brush. So we use a brush. What might you use the brush for if you're cooking pastry? Well, if you like a really golden pastry, you can get egg yolk and get your brush and put the egg yolk like a glaze around the pastry. So having a pastry brush, very useful. So well done if you got all of those correct. And we're going to look at the last section of the lesson by thinking about today's statements about lockdown. So here we have a picture. Stay at home because most of us are at home. Today's statement about lockdown, stay alert. So I want you to think about what that word means. Stay alert. Does it mean that suddenly we can come out of our houses? Well, alert doesn't mean go out, does it? And your power is what you think. So stay awake for this bit and remember, because alert has a particular meaning. So to be alert means that you're quick to notice something. You're aware very quickly of anything that could be dangerous, and you do make sure you're not walking into any problems. So stay alert is in addition to stay at home. Stay at home if you can work from home, if you don't have to go out to work, if you are shielding, if you are a certain age that means you should be in your home, but also stay alert. For those of us who go out shopping or go out for our exercise, we have to remember where we can go and what we can do and what social distancing means. So well done if you understood the new message about stay alert during lockdown. I have some questions for you now. So I'm in England and we're on lockdown, and it's now the stage of lockdown where we have some more instructions, and I've been told to stay alert. Can I have a party tomorrow? No. Can I go to my son's house? No, unfortunately, my son lives about 1.5 hours away from my home, and I can't go to his house anyway, and I can't travel that distance. So do you know, we spend most of our contact by video or on phones. So don't forget, just because somebody is part of your family, if they live in a different household, doesn't mean you can go to see them yet. Can I go to the park? Yes, I can, but I have to remember that I have to keep my distance from other people. So that's what stay alert means. Yes, go to the park and exercise, Jane, but remember, you should be keeping that distance between other people. Can I meet my friends in the park? Well, yes, I could meet my friend in the park, but I can't go over to her and give her a hug or talk very closely next to her. I have to stand at the same distance as I have to stand to everybody else. But yes, I can meet my friend in the park. So, do you have any questions? If you do, remember to ask them. Remember that your teachers are on Google Classroom or on WhatsApp. You might have telephone numbers. Remember that there are also charities and places open that can give you some advice. So if you've got a question, please ask. That's all for now. Bye now.